Okay, YouTube now says that I have an excellent connection, so I'm going to assume that we are live. Welcome everybody over on YouTube. My apologies pertaining to getting you guys into the all of the areas. My goodness. Let me clean up, just double check and make sure everything's operating accordingly for you. It looks like I've got a powerful signal now. Okay, yeah, it seems when I pushed the button earlier, I had a timeout status, so I needed to push it again. My apologies. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in. Where we left off, we are now in Prescott Starbase, so we'll be picking up right there. Let's see if there's anything else I need to address. Man, I did kind of a coverage thing right out of the gate, the little disclaimer. Whew! Oh man, that stinks. It stinks when you have technological issues, but welcome everybody. Oh my gosh. Basically, long story short, we're gonna try and fast track this, okay? Streams are for the community, for newcomers, asking questions directly to the devs. Please do not bring like super harsh, crazy criticisms and very subjective viewpoints into the stream and tell us that we're terrible because we're not implementing those visions, because we have a very specific vision in mind. Obviously, through the course of early access development, we want to work with you to make the game the best it can possibly be. So there's no problems with that. But yeah, so stream is for live interaction. It's not a place to come like crap on anybody. Whether that's us or other members of the community. If you have issues, if you have criticism, by all means, let us know on the Steam forums, on the GOG forums. That's fine. That's the place to do that. Okay, we're gonna call that good, a simplification of the process. So, I also ran through all of the freaking, oh man, I'm so sorry YouTube. You missed the patch notes for the experimental build here. We're gonna just fly by the seat of our pants and I'll give you an update as we are going. So basically, one of the elements that we've updated is there's now a toggle so that you can put a targeting reticle in the very middle of the screen. So you can see it right there, right in the middle, it's not moving. There's a point directly in the middle. And there's also a circle, and the circle shows you the range that the mouse has before you start drifting in a particular direction. So for me, this indicator is actually huge because even in that combat, I was able to like very quickly see where my center point is and how I need to align and adjust to my enemies. So it's already amazing in regards to how that kind of like realigns. These are toggleable options. You can either have the circle, which shows the dead zone of the mouse. So like as I'm moving around here, nothing moves. The second I leave, it starts drifting, right? And then that point in the middle. So just gonna quickly show that one more time right in here. The mouse dead zone is that circle, and the HUD center indicator, which my head is in front of, oh my gosh, right here. Both of these are toggleable options. Done and done. Woo! Okay guys, we're 12 minutes in. Let's start answering some questions. Woo! All right. So, experimental build also pertaining to this. The reason why it is separate. I know Twitch, everyone's like, yeah, we heard this already. I know. For everybody on YouTube, the experimental build is live for anybody who has purchased our product. So if you would like to be part of the experimental build, you can. And we encourage you to do so, in fact, because this is going to be a very powerful tool to gain more feedback from you regarding your player experience, regarding your system specs, regarding everything really. Just keep in mind that I'm saying this and it's not stable. That's why it's separate. This is just an alternate opportunity if you want to see what happens and give us feedback. The experimental build is going to be ideal for that, but there's a very large chance that your save go boom. Okay, so please back up your saves. Make sure that you're not doing anything super crazy, and don't say we didn't warn you, especially. Okay, to get into the experimental build, you must have the game on Steam. It is not available to GOG users at this time. It's something that we will look into. This is very new territory for us, believe it or not. So you right-click on the game, on EVERSPACE 2, then you go to Properties, then you click on a Beta tab, And then there's gonna be a drop-down list, and there should be one that's, I think it says experimental, public experimental build. I think that's what it says. And that's how you'll toggle that over. Boom. Sweet. Excellent. All right, so let's go down to this Anandra Bishop Starport, because I think this is a really important site to go to just in general. This is something that you guys got a sneak peek on. I think, man, was it in alpha even? It was a while back. It was a while back. But we really like these fluffy clouds of cotton candy. They just look so delicious. It was an alpha? Okay. I'm a big fan of the clouds myself. It makes me happy. And we got a trading hub down here, as well as lots of sweet loot, which we'll probably go get, because I mean, it's a looter shooter. If you're not getting loot, then what are you doing, right? Oh my goodness.
Welcome, traveler. You have been pre-screened and determined to be a serious and legitimate customer.
That's right. I have no intention of being anything else.
And that is why it is such a pleasure.
Are you a bot?
Excuse me? No, I was born in the Tarashi Mikoto system with real live parents.
It's just the way you're behaving. It's, unnerving.
Ah, I think I understand why you're confused. What I am doing is called customer service with a smile. I am trying to bring it back into fashion.
Oh, okay. Well, good luck with that.
Okay, guys, we're gonna have a look inside of the shop to see what's available at this location. As you can see, our inventory is pretty nice and clean. That's because I sold most of the stuff to have an engaging time with you during the course of— okay, I'm done. I can't do that very long. Whew. Oh my. Jeez. I do like the character though, that makes me happy. Is that Sonic? Whoa. What? Bloodstar, you've gone too far. Somebody get this man a ban. I'm kidding, don't ban him. Oh my goodness. Crazy. Is Eric the inspiration for that NPC? You watch it, Geekbite. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so yeah, so nothing too crazy in here. You guys might notice that there have been added locations to pick up the current 10 devices that are available in the early access. We are not done making devices for you guys. Don't worry. We're still moving forward. So if you missed one in like a secret hidden hole somewhere in a previous location, you can always pick them up from a storefront. It's gonna cost you a couple credits, of course, but should keep you moving forward regardless. So, I think I can talk about this very lightly. The experimental build, a big part of what we're doing here with these in the first place is to see what a very soon update looks like and how it's received. Not just on a level of like your player data, but also how you are digesting the feedback, if it feels good, if it feels off, you know, that style of work. So the idea behind the experimental is like when we do these, it shouldn't be like a super crazy wait to see an update. So I'm kind of alluding to an update soon, okay? But we also want to make sure that we don't kill your save file when we push a major update, unless we need to. We've talked about that before. That is a part of the development process. If you guys are like really super bound to your save files, I'm sorry, I'm gonna just be straight up front with you all. There's no possible way your save as of right now is gonna make it to full release. It just won't, and it wouldn't be fair to you anyway, because then you just miss out on a lot of content. It's just how the saving files work. So we're testing to make sure that we can wrap up as much loose ends as possible to bring it all to fruition. Makes sense. Cool. Oh my goodness. Will the jump gate animation ever be extended? It's actually pretty far extended. We had somebody take a screenshot of how it works. But yeah, we'll see. If you're looking at like any sort of transitional effects, we actually have some pretty strong details pertaining to that. There's not gonna be like seamless transition, guys. Like the process that we use for the game space, there's intentionally different locations that load out and load in. That's just how it's gonna work, okay? And That's what we're moving forward with. Each one of these locations is handcrafted. There's no procedural stuff going on. All right, into that discussion. So, yeah, we'll do what we can to optimize to help make those transitions faster, but it will not be 100% seamless unless you are operating out of a NASA computer. Okay, so what else was I going to talk about? I dove in here because there was something to talk about and I saw that question and I wanted to address it. So many things flying by through my pants. Is there a way to increase the sharpness of the clouds overall? I don't think there currently are in the settings. That would probably melt the GPU though, as you put it. Add some ripple effects. Oh my goodness, Excelsior. I like the concept, but that sounds like a bit of work. Been playing your game for the past 2 days. Is level 14 the max for this build? Yes. We have received a lot of people asking if that's the case. And, you know, it's great. Ask away, that's fine. We're gonna add an adjustment into the game so that people very clearly know that level 14 is the max. Yeah, so no worries on that. Someone said on Discord today that with the next update, level 30 will be the max. Whoever told you that Hong Kong rocks is a liar and a thief. Don't be deceived. We will let you know what the next level update will be. If they might have been referring to the overarching goals for the entirety of the game, where we are looking at level 30 to be the max level. So if that gives you some semblance of where we're at with player progression and how everything's coming together, you know, there you go. We're at level 14 right now because we've grinded out everything in System 1 and System 2, and we haven't balanced the distribution of experience quite yet. That's just because we don't have the full content to balance it against. So you can absolutely be sure to see some numbers being squished and crunched and reevaluated.
Hey, that's ours. Great.
No, it's not, it's mine.
Smugglers.
And, ooh, a ship color. Ooh, Summerfield emissive color. Nice. I'll take that. I've been trying to get a bunch of ship colors too.
Lesson to be learned here.
That some containers may still have owners around?
No, that it may not be worth dying over 2 barrels of clothes and a wiring kit.
It's a fair statement, Hive. It's a fair statement. You saw that we released the game on GeForce Now, so it wasn't Stadia exclusive. Yeah, we told you that it wasn't going to be Stadia exclusive. We told you that, and you got upset and you left. And I don't know why you left, because we were just telling you like it was, and then we came to GeForce Now because we had plans, but we couldn't tell you at that point. I'm sorry that that happened. You can't come back in though. That's an issue. You should not be banned from the server. You should be able to get back in there. Shuzan, if you could just double check and make sure that they have access, and just like check out our bans. But yeah, you shouldn't be banned. We just thought it was particularly interesting that you left over that. But I digress. So no worries. We can get that fixed pretty rightly so. There are no plans for VR support. Correct. We do have track IR support. However, that's going to be in the works. Beautiful. Unlocking things. So right now I'm using just some very simple measures of, well, a grapple mechanic. I don't know what else to call it. Where you take stuff around and you plug it into slots. Yeah. So if you are observing your territories and you are exploring and trying to fit everything together, you will be rewarded through that. And if you don't care about that at all and just want to fly into combat, that's totally cool too. You're not missing out on much. So just kind of depends on how you want to approach the game space. If you're more explorative like myself, go seek the goods from all over the place. And if you are more into the combat, go blow stuff up for the goods. There's also, of course, a number of varied jobs that harken to each one of those as well. All right, let's go take out this armor drone first. See what loot we can find. I'm really looking for ship colors at this point. When would the game go gold? I think gold is whenever you hit a million sales, isn't it? So might be a while for us. Or it might be tomorrow, who knows? Oh my gosh, that'd actually be pretty insane. All right, Laserhead, we got your ban removed. Thanks for doing that, Shu. Welcome back into the Discord. I don't even know why we had a ban on you in the first place. That's kind of fishy. I'm gonna inspect our moderators and give them a firm talking to. I mean, shoot, maybe I did the ban and I forgot why I did it. I'm not even sure. Like, I'm not gonna put the blame on somebody else here. So no worries. I'm just glad you're back. Now behave, says Michael. Nice. So something else I want to point out is that, like, this is a G&B facility, or, yeah. And we've got all of these, like, secure containers on it and whatnot. And I'm still able to, like, dock at the neighboring port without any problems. Like, ships aren't coming after me. If you guys are familiar with EVERSPACE 1, you'll know that whenever you start getting a little too frisky with a base and its defenses and its goods, that some very prominent effects happen. Namely, they come after you to destroy you because you're a jerk stealing all their stuff. Just note that we don't have all of the core elements implemented yet for these, for like the interactions between, oh my gosh, I dropped it. Can we make it? Oh, it's gonna be close. Don't talk and try to do puzzles. Anyway, but we absolutely don't have all the core features implemented yet for how your actions are going to invoke different repercussions. So definitely keep that in mind. There's very much a chance that when you do something bad, that bad things will actually happen to you in the future updates. All right, let's see what we got here. We got some rocket launchers, and we got, what's over there? Prototype sensor? What's on that? I'm just curious. Cannot be damaged. All right. Always end up flying around searching for a long time. Yeah, some of the locations are quite vast, and it takes a while to get through and tackle. And that's intentionally designed. Like, these are handcrafted locations, right? We want to make sure that whenever you're flying around in EverSpace 2, like, let's talk a little bit of like a foundational pillar that we have in regards to EverSpace 2, right? So here, a little bit of dev talk time. We did not want to just make various points that you travel to and you fight enemies and you pick up a piece of loot and then you go to another location and it's all just like completely randomized. So this actually hurts exploration if it's too randomized, right? For a number of reasons, but a big reason for that is actually because we don't even know where that stuff is generated. There could be a very valuable item or upgrade or cosmetic or whatever that just gets randomly plugged in somewhere that now you have to explore every single actual nook and cranny at random until you discover it. Or you just zip out and you get another completely random situation and you immediately find that super random thing. So now, instead of it promoting actual exploration, it might actually promote jumping around as quickly as possible until you just randomly get lucky. And that's not what the game is about at all. As a looter shooter, we want to reward for both destroying your opponents, which are visible to see, and exploring your environments, which are not visible. But because they're handcrafted environments and we've selected where those things are hidden, we're also making sure that the environment, the level design, is giving you hints at where things could be. Oh, you see some pipes. Maybe you're gonna follow those along a path. Oh, there's an interesting crevice over there in the mountains. Oh, there's a group of enemies that's strangely in this area and there's like this other debris field over there. Like, it's helping you see if you take the time to push in that direction, you will be rewarded for it. And this is our general core pillar here in EverSpace 2, is to make exploration and combat, both of these things, very meaningful if you put the time and energy into them. If we didn't have any point in exploring at all, what's the point of handcrafting these environments? We could just have open space, you just fight some enemies, you get a random container, and then you move on. Is that exciting though? Is that exciting? We'd rather have stuff to do. We'd rather have you engaged with these spaces. So that's why that is a core pillar. That's why you're engaged with various activities, whether it's take an energy core or take this power or blast these things or go through these rings. Like, there's varying things to keep you engaged in different ways should you desire that. And of course, if you don't want to do those, then you just go to your next location and start blowing things up. But just keep in mind, once again, handcrafted environments means we hid some stuff around there. Okay. There we go. Long spiel. I was actually covering several questions there. Some of you probably noticed that, but just making sure we got you covered. Oh my gosh, these clouds. So we made a little bit of adjustments with the visuals of the cockpit and how it's perceived. The more astute of you will notice some of the effects going on. Just kind of round about it a little bit. Now, we haven't started cracking open customization in the cockpit yet. That's still going to be out there a ways. But rest assured, we're pretty happy with where the visuals are going for the cockpit. So we don't have... There's a bug where basically if you jumped into the cockpit, the graphics just like completely borked on you. That wasn't very fun. It wasn't fun for us watching your streams like that. It wasn't fun for you to not have those nice, rich visuals. So we are, of course, making those updates accordingly. So it's been good. Oh. Man, those Okar just completely wrecked those outlaws. I wonder if we can isolate. No, probably not. We'll get in big trouble if we try to tackle some of them. We might have to do that this stream, though, because we still haven't shown one of the larger Okar ships that we've added yet to the game. So we'll have to do that. All right. I'm going to keep going to a couple undiscovered sites, I think. I had an original game plan of trying to do these side missions, but I don't know. Is that spoiler territory for you guys? Would you like me to do side missions? Would you rather me go and explore various locations? Or did you have another plan entirely? Is there something that you wanted me to show and talk about? I'm going to answer a couple questions while I let you set on that. Are there plans for larger ships like carrier-sized ships and you can carry AI ships to fight for you? No. This is entirely based out of a single-man fighter. So you're going to have a size variation from a scout to a gunship and everything in between those. And it's really optimizing for mostly combat situations in general. But obviously exploration, and we're adding the next big update. We've actually alluded to this and we said it publicly once, but it's not like everybody knows. So mining and trading are actually a big part of what we're going to be adding next. Big part of what we're going to be adding next. So that's something to look forward to. So it's not just all shooty boom boom. There will be other layers, including like trade lanes and whatnot. You'll be seeing those populate in the future as well. That's right, commodities will actually have value soon. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Will there be towers to climb that unlock parts of the map? I love this question. I think that it's very creative. It's very clever. Yes, we did draw inspiration from other games like that, but basically whenever you fly into a new region is how you're going to unlock the knowledge of that region. So basically, as you're traveling around, you do unlock it. It's similar style, but no, the ship does not have to climb any towers and jump off into any hay bales or anything like that. That's for sure. Did I show the heavy gunship yet? Oh yeah, I have. Here, let's keep traveling. I know I'm talking a lot. There's a lot of questions coming in. It's great. Also, big shout out to everybody else on the team. who's present in the chat as well, who is helping me answer questions, because we do get a lot of them, and I know that you are eager to get them responded to. I will do my absolute best to respond to everybody. Probably gonna miss some, because I'm only one human being. I don't have any clones set up right now. I should have done that beforehand. Silly me. Outlaw armor drone. Let's drop him first. We'll just use our trusty pulse laser. Does the job nicely. They don't have any armor, so I'm not worried. Oh, good. Auto cannon, some scrap metal, wiring cannon. It's better than nothing. All right, so we got a comm relay here. Let's go investigate. Do some minesweeping missions. Oh my god. Hang on. Delivery notice. A drone attempted to deliver a container to these coordinates but was unable to meet anyone at home. Please ping us if you've returned. Otherwise, we will return at a later date. Repeat, repeat, repeat.
It seems someone ordered a package, then changed the address.
Those were a lot of notices.
There is a high chance that the delivery drone may still be around. Sometimes it is easier to abandon a failed delivery than to return it to its sender.
All right, cool.
Thanked.
So, there could be a drone nearby. So we'll need to explore and see what we can find. I can't play cockpit view when there is no flight stick pilot in the actual cockpit. Okay. That's fine. I mean, how dare you have preferences? Oh, opinions! It's fine. I think you're gonna love third person then. Unless we have that chair glitch again where the chair's on the back of the ship. Didn't you see that? I thought it was kind of funny. I don't think the rest of the team did, but yeah. Here, the voice acting is back and better than ever. I mean, it's definitely in. Results have been good, for sure. I think generally with voice acting so that you don't have to like read text while you're flying is a very nice feature to have. Can I have my Colonial Interceptor back? No, man, absolutely not. That thing, are you kidding? You want the OCAR on your back at all times once again? You can't have a Colonial Interceptor back. Those things are outdated models from the war. You'd get got immediately for whoever's looking to catch you in this game. A pulse laser? That's it. That's what they wanted. Here, let's scrap some stuff. In regards to having the same style of your previous Colonial Interceptor, you know, lore bits aside, we do want to make sure that those classic styles and looks can still be found. So, for all intents and purposes, you should be able to get something similar to your Colonial Interceptor, your Colonial Scout, your Colonial Gunship, and your Colonial Sentinel in the gameplay loop and the story of EVERSPACE 2. It's just not going to be the same. Like, time has passed, systems have been updated, ships have been upgraded, and there's a reason why you're not piloting one of those ships anymore. Will there be a way to upgrade materials? Otherwise, will we have thousands of common ore to craft mats lying around doing nothing? Well, I think that's going to depend on how you're optimizing your trade routes and mining and all of that type of stuff once it has been implemented. Because like right now, ore is just mostly like, it's mostly just like, oh, I need to head to Zarkov. Okay. It's mostly, you just sell the items for a monetary value, right? Because there's not really anything else to do with them. That's gonna change. That's my main point there. So ore is gonna have more value in it. And regarding like refining and trading and any stuff like that, for sure, we will absolutely have more tools and more abilities. And we'll share with you what that looks like once we get there. We're just not quite there yet. We're just not quite there yet. Why are turrets static when playing with gamepad? Auto aim off. Sounds like a bug. Have you reported that? Let's go to this distress call. Hey, I really appreciate you voicing your opinions on our puzzles. Please keep in mind that the streams are not the best place to have those style of discussions. I would very, very much prefer you head over to the forums because we could start getting into a really sticky space. I'm trying to have these streams where we can talk about questions and get those answered. Not a good spot for discussion, all right? I'm not trying to like knock down your ideas. I think that you've got some solid ideas. I think that's great, but let's put it in a spot where we can actually discuss. I appreciate that. Thank you. Is it? It's also possible for more than one signal to appear in super light. Yes, it's true. You just say no. Well, it's not necessarily a no. Like there's still there's still lots of opportunities abound through the course of early access. Saying no is a very definitive thing, and we do say no to certain things, like multiplayer. No, not gonna happen. It's a single player game. That's the design straight out of the gate. That's not gonna happen, right? But there are other things where it's like, if we wanna discuss and we wanna talk it out, there could be something really rich and meaningful that comes out of a discussion, even with something we disagree with. It might open up the doors for a new opportunity. And we don't wanna shut that door. All right, reach the warehouse. Also, Zarkov has had further improvements. The clouds are much more crisp. I think one of the first times, I mean, it'd be hard to like backtrack and find this in one of the streams, but one of the first times I actually showed this location, the clouds were pixelated. Do any of you remember that? Do you guys remember seeing pixelated clouds? Look at this. They're smooth. Flufftastic. Oh my gosh. Flufftastic? You know what I'm saying.
You have reached the warehouse of the Zarkov Border Control. According to the scientist at Prescott Starbase, their lost shipment should be somewhere inside.
Neat. Let's see, if I recall correctly, there it is. Beautiful. Just requires a little bit of poking about in order to find the objective. That way you don't just fly up, get the loot, and leave, because if that was every single instance, you just fly up, get loot, and leave, man. Oh, whoops. Oh, here we go. Fragile parcel. Beautiful.
I found the shipment. Let's return to the scientists at Prescott Starbase.
All right, so we clearly have some more goods that we could extract here. And we also see that there's an energy socket, right? So it's given us information that says, hey, if you spend the time here, if you explore, there might be something else to do. I don't want to do that, so I'm just gonna leave. But if you want to, you are more than welcome to go and try and find those pieces. Maybe there's something really nice in there to find. I have found a lot of really nice things though. I've got some pretty good buffs. I know my body's in the way. Hang on. There we go. So you can see we got a fair distribution of augmentation modules. I have not found them all. Just confirming that. But let me just say, we are absolutely not done with hiding very important things or perceivably very important things in order to better yourself and your ship and your goals. There's very much going to be more coming to where there is a reason why you would want to poke your head and try and unlock these styles of contents. Not just gonna give it to you. Speaking of which, I think there's... Oh no, this is not the right shipment. Okay, never mind. Little fluffy clouds, I know, right? Okay, here's a question from Roger's Cat. Will this game have any different species, factions, or only humans? Oh, it already does has other species and factions. And it's gonna have even more. I'm getting into dangerous NDA territory. There's a lot to talk about there. Just know that, yeah, I mean, the world is, our world, the DMZ is full of many different characters and races of all kinds. I will also say, though, from a lore-driven perspective, if you're wondering why a lot of voices sound more human, that's because the colonial military that came over was mostly human in that regard. So from a lore-driven perspective, most colonials are actually human. Now that's since changed after the events of the Okar colonial conflict. Look at me being a dork. That has changed a bit. So there's a number of other individuals and other races, species that do align themselves with the colonials. And a lot of outlaw actually separated their pacts and their treaties from the colonials, so they end up being a lot of humans as well. And in addition to that, you also have GMB, which is effectively a subset of the colonials that stayed after the wars, and so most of them are also human. It's just an effect of the lore and how that's all kind of come together, but there are absolutely other alien species that you run into. But that's about all the more I can go into there without revealing too much. We did have an article on Tureen, who is an Okar, what's his title? A banished Okar is what I'm gonna call him, that you make friends with in EverSpace 1. He's back in EverSpace 2.
You cannot dock here.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, we had that already. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Is this what you've been waiting for?
This is not logically possible.
And yet, there it is. What a wonderful coincidence. This is for any trouble you might have run into.
You are paying a thief.
Come on. It was you who ordered the stuff in the first place. Now stop bickering and say thank you.
Thank you for bringing me my peanut oil.
You're welcome.
Don't you hate it when robots get hangry?
Peanut oil? It's fine. Will it be possible to find special ships? Yes. Actually, the answer to this is yes. But I can't tell you where or when. But that will definitely be a thing. Difficulty settings are coming. Yep, absolutely. I'm just gonna quickly check over anyone who's been asking questions that I've missed, and I'm sorry. Roadmap is in the works, yes. Sooner than later, I'm pretty sure. Or wait, no, we actually. Hang on a second. Let me check myself really quick. Like right in the middle of a live stream, guys. All right, hang on, hold on. So we did have, yeah, okay. So let's talk a little bit of the Kickstarter really briefly. If you guys are cool with that, we're just gonna pop over. It should be nice and fun. Let's do this. This should work, I think. Are we good? Did that work? Yes. All right. Super white. Holy cow. Okay, so we had a Kickstarter update. Gosh dang, that's so bright. Kickstarter update. Just quick sort of bounce over. Update number 26. Talking about our rocket launch, our troubleshooting, and our outlook. Okay, so we're just gonna kind of comb through this. All right. And I also want to just give like a couple. Please accidentally display confidential information. I am sorry that I can't do that because that's against NDA. But thank you for asking. I do appreciate that. So basically, just covering a couple of different things. GeForce Now, it's coming too. Some of you already knew that. Some of you only just found out. Awesome. But we knew that is actually a fairly decent request from you guys. It was like, all right, well, that's what we're doing. It's gonna be great. Now, onto some reviews, just some serious, amazing praise, some insane praise. And guys, I do want to be super transparent here, very clear with you. This has been more than what we expected. Like, we have been getting so much praise. It's been beautiful. It's been a wild ride to strike on. We're glad that you're happy with the product as it is. Just know there's a lot more coming. So if you're happy now, I think you're going to be even happier later. So we got a lot of praise from everyone from like PC Gamer, PC Invasion, Boomstick Gaming. Boomstick Gaming was a pretty solid one. They actually have a YouTube video, so shout out to Boomstick. Pretty fair review of our product, I would say. Definitely worth a watch. We also have the 5-point inspection here from ACG, another very fair review. Now, when I'm saying fair, I don't mean, oh, they only gave us positives and that's all we accept. That's not how this works. When I say a fair review, I mean somebody who is critically examining the content that we are providing and saying truths about it, right? Saying this is awesome, this sucks, and just being super transparent. So definitely big shout out to both of them. They do a really good job of like covering those different elements quickly in a digestible format. And yeah, so definitely check into that. So troubleshooting, we have had technical issues in regards to how the reception has been as a whole. We've been actually kind of surprised that we haven't had as many troubleshooting issues that we've seen in prior situations, for sure. So we are still trying to figure out more details pertaining to those troubleshooting bits and whatnot. I think one of the biggest ones is actually the DirectX 11 fix for Windows users. If you guys are not familiar, if you are not familiar with this, if you are playing on Windows, you can right-click on EVERSPACE 2 and go to Properties, and then there's like a bar at the bottom. You type in minus DX11, and it will run it in DirectX 11. And for me, and for a lot of others, DirectX 11 right now is like 50 times better than DirectX 12. So that is something that we recognize. Hopefully we'll get some more optimization and drop in all those details to bring it all to fruition. But definitely know that's a really strong shortcut that you can take. Otherwise, mouse, keyboard, gamepad, HOTAS support, blah, blah, blah. I'm not gonna read this to you because I know that you are intelligent, and if you want to digest the information, you can do it yourself. Long story short, we have been taking in a lot of feedback pertaining to how people are playing the game, and Andy has been pretty adamant on trying to make some other input options work as well. So we'll have more information on what that may look like in the future. It's kind of sticky territory, but we're gonna give it a shot anyway. So we'll let you know about what that looks like whenever we have more really to speak on that. So let's see, we've got ongoing optimization, blah, blah, blah. We talked a little bit about this already. Here's the whole DirectX 11 thing. It's all in there. Troubleshooting article. And then here, the whole reason why I pulled up the Kickstarter in the first place, talking a little bit more about the outlook. So we wanted to give you this massive roadmap. And truth be told, when we're so dedicated to like bringing these things, because like we already have like certain steps that we have to reach the next steps, right? But it's hard to like then space that out and be like, okay, well now we're gonna like create a roadmap that we can publicly share. It's not, I'm not wording this very well at all. Basically, it's kind of hard to do that. So instead what we did is we just, we are just communicating with you guys. Like, we're still digesting the feedback we got from day one. There's been so much. We've been bouncing around ideas from you guys, like so much. We've gotten a lot of feedback to figure out how to fix a lot of the bug reports that are actually in this experimental build, come from the community. Then of course, you know, in addition to that, we've got tons more. But yeah, so just know that the big things pertaining to what's around the corner is we do have System 3 in the works. It's addressed right here. We're working on trading and mining, as I mentioned prior in the stream. Like, these are very important elements to the game. We've got this concept art of Noah Damaris Starport, which we'll probably go and visit here, just so that you can kind of make the comparison to. And then this is how you get into the experimental branch if you missed that part earlier in the stream. So super easy. Super easy. Programmer move, listen to the fans. I know we were questioning at first and we said, you know what? I guess. Oh yeah, 2 new subclasses. Spoot Knight, thanks for covering that. I missed that too. Yeah, so 2 new subclasses are also coming. There's a lot. There's a lot in our next big update, which is scheduled. Shoot, do we say when it's scheduled for? Can I say that, Michael? Have we set a date? Maybe not a date. Oh no, it says update in April. Okay, I can say that. It's scheduled for April. pretty on track for April, by the way. Just pushing that out there too. Okay, and then this super amazing fan video from 8. Oh my gosh, I kind of want to watch this again. Would you all watch this again with me? Can we watch it? I just really like this trailer. I think it's just done so well. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Let's do it? Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Quite a long way to find him. I was just discussing it with my AI.
Oh gosh, it's so freaking good. It's so good. 8, seriously. Oh my gosh, every time I watch that I get goosebumps. It's solid. Oh my goodness. I love the stuff that comes out of our community. You guys, if you have not been to the Discord channel, the Discord, and gone to the gallery channel and just see the insane number of shots that come out of there, some people have found some beautiful ships and getting some hot angles. Oh my gosh. Oh goodness, it is great. So definitely make sure that you're a part of that little community because it's fun. We like to make fun of you. We like to highlight the stuff that you do. It also serves as a jumping point to ask us questions that maybe are missed from the stream, as well as a place where we can continue to redirect you to the Steam forums. But seriously, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Oh my gosh. JND0E. I love that you want to let us know your big complaint. Make sure that you post it on the forums. Right now, the space for the stream is for answering questions and making sure that we are giving everyone a space to shine. It's not that your complaint isn't important, it's that it has a place so that we can discuss and dissect it accordingly. Thank you so much. All right. You think that the ship's snout looks like a pizza oven? What? Speaking of ship snouts, you know, there were several individuals talking about, they were asking about like the modular approach to the ships. So many of you know that like whenever you go to a docking bay, you can see different ships. It's really dark here. We're gonna go to a different location to highlight this. But like we do have like an assortment of wings and ship bodies and engines. I think it's always good to just kind of like show what that honestly looks like, because this is going to be a part of customization in the future, okay? It's going to be a part of where like you get to choose what pieces and parts you're putting together to make your ship. It's in the works, okay? So when we look at a ship like this, we're just gonna pause right here. Like when I'm talking about like different ship parts, I'm talking about like different engines like this. We're talking about different wings, right? There's a more classic setup. We're talking about the different bodies themselves. So there's a lot of different ways that the ship can actually come together to present a style and a feel that you personally prefer, right? So a lot of these customization options that obviously they're not there. I have dev commands that do it, but there isn't an official UI setup in the game that allows you to do this, nor would it be balanced at all. This is in the works so that you will have that flexibility. On top of the fact that, of course, you can customize 3 colors and choose what they look like how it's applied to the ship. And then there's also going to be cockpit customization as well. So there's a lot more, and then there's more on top of that. And then there's more on top of what I just alluded to. There's a lot more coming to that, okay? A lot more. Any changes to cargo storage? Probably, it's work in progress. When can we do that in game? I don't know if it's gonna be sooner than later. We really wanna put more content into the game so that you have more diversity in your options, right? So if we do it now, then it's kind of, I don't know. We wanna make sure that it's like meaningful. And right now we're just not at that phase yet. But we will get there. Don't you worry, we will get there. We will get there together. Kerbal Space Program to an extent. Woo! That's a pretty, I mean, you said it, not me. Woo! Spicy! But also for those who are wondering like, well, what effects will that have on my ship specs? Which is a great question. There will be effects for that, actually. So in regards to like your player level and the perks that you're choosing and the items that you've collected and the modifiers that they have and the augments that you've chosen in order to outfit your ship more accordingly, also your ship class and its unique stats, you then also have your ship customization, which is the modular approach that can change certain aspects of that ship even further. Now, also note that we are looking into a transmog system, if you will, so that you could get the stats that you want and the look that you want in addition to all of this. All of these things are like way down the line. I'm just letting you know that these have been discussions internally. Like these are concepts on the table. It's not something that you have to request because we know it would be really freaking cool. So just know that that's all there, okay? How many more weapons do you plan to add? That would be too telling. That would be too telling. But we do have a lot more equipment in many different forms showing up. Many different forms. Many. But also note that we don't want to go so extreme because like, even in its current form, like you can find 2 prime zappers that can be wildly different just because of the modifiers on them, right? So, yeah, we don't want it to get so absurd that you're always like, you don't know what's happening. That could be a problem too. All right, let's sell some stuff. Clothing, we don't need clothing. Who needs clothing? Am I right? Oh, we have a better booster? Yeah, I'll take that. I will absolutely take that. And then let's give our ship another actual look. Like let's paint this bad boy something else. I haven't collected a ton of colors. There's actually 25 colors that you can go on. What? 25? That's even more than EVERSPACE 1. I know, it's like we're trying to make the second game bigger and better or something. I don't know. But anyway, we have lots of options here. I actually I had a lot of fun customizing this one. Just thought that it was really nice, really pleasant. You know, I'm not like the biggest fan of green, but I got these like neon lights that were obviously green. I was like, hey, you know what? I could work with that. It feels nice. Something like that. Obviously, I still have my silver, which, whoo, I mean, I don't know how you feel about reflections, but dang! And then we also have our crimson. So I still need to find red emissive lights. Come on, RNG, help me out here. Let's swap over to green. We'll do this one for a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I still need red emissive lights. There are 15 different emissive lights that you can choose in the current game. So yeah, and then and like we kind of already talked about it, but just going in this one more time. Planned ship modules, there it is. Look, I can't lie to you guys. The stuff that we're working on, it's present, sort of. Oh my gosh. My monitor can display 16 million colors. Think about it. I mean, with the flexibility on top of 25 different colors, where you can change the finish and the roughness, like we're starting to look at even more than 25 different colors though, right? Like let's be honest with ourselves. You can start tweaking those colors a little bit further to get really what you're looking for. That silver is schmexy. Oh, right? Yeah, that was like one of the first things I applied. I was like, I gotta do this. It's fun. It's actually, this is actually a really good area to show the silver one in. Let me go ahead and fly out. Because like all of the clouds and the base, like you can see, like it's all there. Like it's all being reflected. Oh my gosh. Woo! It's all there. Like you can see the clouds and the station in the ship. Like look at it. It's all there. We almost ran into the station, but like bad boy is reflection 9000. Oh my gosh. I feel like by doing this, by customizing this, I should get like an energy bonus or something. I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with that. Just ignore that. But yeah, you can get pretty crazy with how you customize the ship to your liking. These are not like preset elements that you choose from, right? This is stuff you get to freaking choose. You go the distance. All right, so I'm on my green ship though, especially because the pulse laser matches. Pulse laser color matches colors of weapons, weapon colors, coloration of weapons. I'm not alluding to anything, guys. Are there going to be any more ship types later on? Yes. Yes. I know I'm showing stuff and I'm talking a lot. We'll get back into blowing some stuff up in just a second. I just want to make sure that everybody's getting their questions answered. Can you add different surface imperfection textures? Excelsior, I think that's definitely been an internal discussion. We'll just have to see what we have time for. I mean, obviously with normal and metallic, that implies that more could be added. So we'll just have to see where we get. I can't guarantee that we will, but I'm not gonna say that we don't explore what that looks like, okay? Is that a fair response? Like, we literally don't know if that's something we want to go into further, okay? Just wanna be real. Let's see. Can we get an animal on the cockpit? For example, a cat. You know, I'm gonna be honest. If I'm stuck in space, traveling around different planets, doing jobs, the last thing I would want to deal with is a cat in here. An interesting request. We'll have to talk more about what customization in the cockpit looks like in the future. But noted. Thank you for your feedback. Oh my gosh. Is that a ship color? Oh, please be a ship color. Please? Please? Oh, shield. I thought it was ship. Guys, I am disappointed. Who designed this RNG? It's garbage. Ouch. Yes, for the oh my gosh, now everyone's on the side of like, do space cats. Oh my gosh. You know, that was actually a Kickstarter tier for EVERSPACE 1, space cats. I bet some of you knew that. I bet you did. I see you all there. You're like, well, Eric, it makes sense pertaining to the lore you've decreed from the Kickstarter. That means you have to do it now. Easy there. We don't have to do anything, but we want to do a lot, so we do. Space cats. Oh, goodness gravy. Man, lots of small arms here too, which actually is a really good element to dive into more of like the trading and stuff, and routes. So some of you have probably noticed that some of the items that you can acquire, some of the commodities, would be considered a little bit more illicit than others. I just want you to keep your mind on that as we move forward into new mechanics. I want a lava lamp in my cockpit, but plot twist, it's actual lava. Woo! Man, lots of outlaws in this area. I'm kind of surprised. I really just want more ship colors. That's all I want. We'll take it. All right, let's go check out a planet side. Let's check out a planet side. This location is cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that location as well. I actually, like, how many of you have gotten to Union and you're just like cruising around Union just because of the scenery here? Like, just because, just how this looks. Oh gosh. Like, this is just like such a mellow thing for me. I mean, which is honestly why it's one of our like loops. But oh my gosh, this like calms me down. I've had a heavy day. It's just, I just like turn this on, just like, oh, I'm much better. Feels good. All right, let's go to Cephas Downs. Your GTX 952 gig would die on this game. I'm trying to remember a minimum specs. I don't know if it would die. It would certainly get hurt. But I mean, we take a lot of pride in the graphical options that we're providing through the game, so that even computers that are a little bit more dated, software or hardware that's a little bit more dated, can still operate in a 30 FPS environment. That 2 gigs though, it's pretty. There's a limitation there, but yeah, it would be able to play it. That's what I'm sure. Oh yeah, sorry. Other people are not diving in. That's good. But yes, yeah, it would be able to play it. It's not going to be able to run at like maximum efficiency, but it would still work. So a little bit of this actually goes into the handcrafted environments and what you can do in the spaces, because like when we're flying around, maybe you didn't even notice that this was here. It's because it was hidden behind this rock, right? Most of this planet looks like desolate. There's nothing to do. But when you start to explore around the corners, the nooks and crannies, you start finding that there's more than just what you are seeing at first. There's an energy socket here. Maybe there's a new pathway that can be discovered. Maybe a new territory that's waiting for you to pick it apart clean and get all that sweet, sweet loot. Again, a core foundation of EVERSPACE 2. Rewarding exploration is important. Will gravity be added to the planets? I really like this question. There's a long response to this, but I'm gonna cut it pretty short. We've actually tested gravity in the game space, and as it stands, as a looter shooter, fast-paced arcade action where it's a pick up and play system, if we add the gravity, it starts feeling too realistic, and it actually gets annoying that you do your combat instead of your loot just waiting there for you. Now you have to go scrounge around on the floor for it. So we are actually choosing not to go that heavy with gravity, at least in pertaining to item drops. That said, if you blow another ship out of the sky, these are drones. It's not gonna show the greatest impact. Dang it. If you, hang on a second. Hang on. I can't go into this without revealing too much. Hang on a second. All right, hang on. I'm gonna prep some things. There's gonna be some sound. Hang on. I want to show you a demonstration here of what we can do with some of the gravity already. Okay. Yes, I'm hiding things because I can. Okay, we're back. We're back. We're back. Okay, boom! GMP freighter. So, gravity does have an impact on ships and whatnot. So we're gonna go ahead and blast this thing. Destroy some of its crates. That's fine. Okay. Now, as it starts blowing up, you can see it's actually starting to fall. So that's one element of gravity that is applicable to these ships and whatnot. And then the crates. Do we have any crates that are falling? Yes, no, maybe. Ah, there they are. So now those crates are starting to fall. Gravity is pulling them down. But notice that all the equipment is stable. All of this is where the combat's situated from. Whereas those crates are still falling downwards. And they will bounce around. We will have to go pick them up, but we do have some degree of gravity affecting different attributes and items. It's just not overarching. This example showed a very slow amount of gravity. I'm sure that many of you noticed that. But then we can go down here and destroy these crates to potentially get more equipment. But that's an independent physical interaction going on. Dev console uncovered. Oh no! Oh no! I'm revealing so much information. It's actually not, sorry to say. Someone's gonna screenshot that and I just assume like, oh, I'm gonna find all the... You're not gonna find anything there, I'm sorry. I wanna save you the time. So that is very intentionally done in regards to how gravity affects the physicality of the game, but we still want the items to be there and be present. No, it's not realistic, but it's quick, easy, accessible, and pretty straightforward, especially in regards to all other instances of combat in space, especially. Thanks for the question, I really appreciate it. That would look so much cooler if the ship explodes after hitting the ground. Irvin Tang? Actually, I agree. That would be pretty sick. Who's working on that? Can we get that? Can we get that feature? That's really cool. Yeah? Okay. My mom just told me no. But otherwise, shoot, that could be really cool though. I like it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on out. Wait, what's in the options? Wait, what I missed? I would really like to turn flight assist off, aka my ship keep its velocity when I stop boosting. Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's not bound by default. It's not bound by default, but what you're looking for is inertia dampening. I'm gonna go all the way down to find, nope, that's right here. Toggle inertia dampeners is the one you're looking for. I have it bound to mouse 4, because frankly speaking, we ran out of buttons. There's a lot in this game, okay? Hey, you focus on me, camera, dang it. All right, there's a lot in this game, right? There's a lot of buttons and configurations that have to be pushed, and we're trying our best to find the best solutions to all of those issues at once. You'll also find that like toggling your lights, for example, is not a core button on controller. We don't feel that it's as meaningful or valuable as say changing your secondary weapon. So we're still looking at new ways to add those different things, but being able to toggle your inertia dampeners, absolutely. Some people absolutely love it. And if you want, you can just like toggle it off and then just never worry about it again. If you really want to fly like that, it can be a lot of fun. It can be a lot of fun. So right now I'm actually gonna disable my inertia dampening and we're just gonna float. So you can see that we can now turn and face whatever direction we want. And we still have inertia dampening. Let's see if I can not, ouch, that hurt. But I mean, it's cool. All right, now I'm gonna disable it because I don't want to just like straight up die. But yeah, I mean, you can absolutely get some interesting combat situations going on here. Oh, absolutely heck no. No, thank you. Let's get that detonator drone right now. Beautiful. Gonna turn around and fire at these guys behind me. Please don't hit an asteroid, because that would be embarrassing.
Locked onto me.
Oh, oh! Weber drones, man. They're the worst. But yeah, you can get pretty cheeky if you really want to. Oh my gosh, these Weber drones are going to murderize me. Oh gosh! Get out of there, me! Woo! This is a rough situation. I got some sticky turrets. Help distract. My goodness. Who would have thought that this was going to be such a dire area diving into? Hey, ship color! Eerie black! Yes! We got eerie black! That's the one I was looking for. Oh, baby. That feels good. Ouch! Go. Beautiful. Proto scouts. Get out of here. Oh man, look at all this loot to pick up. I am pleased. We're right next to this base. All right. Woo! That was a little bit more chaotic than I thought it was going to be. And now we have way too many things to collect. Let's just scrap them. Because most of the stuff, I'm kind of in a... Let's talk about this for a brief second. I'm kind of in an in-game state of the early access. What does that mean? What does that look like? That means that because we don't have all of the item modifiers in place yet, including legendaries at all, the stuff that I have is mostly like, you can't really do too much else with it. That is not a product of, this is what our actual in-game is gonna look like. That's more of a product of, we ain't done with this yet. So if you're looking at me like just scrapping everything that I collect and be like, wow, that's exciting. Well, you know, there's more value. Like all of these items that are square, for example, these are commodities. There's gonna be more incentives for retaining those, for taking those through trade lanes and whatnot. There's going to be more incentives for ores, depending on how invested you are with the mining mechanics that we're going to be introducing. Resources, there's going to be obviously more perks, more companions that you're going to be meeting through your travels to upgrade and gain new abilities and whatnot. There's a lot more coming. There's a lot more coming. So please keep that in mind. What I'm showing you is in fact a work in progress. I'm not trying to say that it's done. End game is important for us, and we want to make sure that even when you are there, that there's still an opportunity to find new loot, to find varying play styles. So just putting that out there real quick. Definitely something we are keeping in mind. Did it get caught? It got caught. Hey, come here. Here we go. Oh, that's right. We need to destroy this thing first. Here we go. Shield generator down. Okay, now we can bring the energy over. Beautiful. Whoops. Gotta work for your loot. All right. Fun. Another shield generator to take out there. Bulletproof container, thank you very much. A turn of bypass. And magnetic repulsor, but we already have it, so it's just straight credits. Awesome. And a blaster and a coil gun. Pleasant. Was that worth? I mean, for the Eterna bypass in and of itself, in regards to the current build, I would say yes. But yeah, anyway. Will there be multi-target lock-on missiles? Maybe. Or wait, no, the response is, that would be dope, wouldn't it? PvP? Nope. Single player. Rockets are kind of crap. What? What? love me some rockets. Just depends on your target. Because if you're missing your target, then that's not the missiles being crap, that's you being crap. Oh, snap! But, I mean, you get 200 of them. I mean, come on. It just, wow. Me smack and talk. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Look at this flight. I'm skilled. I'm a great pilot, okay? Everything's exactly as it's supposed to be. Smack and talk. Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's take out this other base. There's a lot of loot in this site. I like this location. Plus, it's really pleasant to look at, just like visually. So like, yeah, we're blasting things, but like, just look behind us. Look at this. Right in the middle of this devious battle with this base. We're like inside a destroyed asteroid. Oh my goodness, I just soaking it in. It feels good. I dig it. Here we go. And then there's more stuff to do here. There's more containers, secure containers. Lots of things. I'm not gonna like go through and pick up every single thing because I want to do more stuff during the course of the stream. And I also want to get back to freaking answering questions too. You guys made a really cool game. Well, it's not done. But we appreciate the support. Oh. Are there going to be tracking missiles or other type of tracking weapons in the game? Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Currently there are tracking missiles. It's the homing missile launcher. But I mean, there's absolutely so much more that's going to be added. So I think looking at EVERSPACE 1 as a comparison point is probably a fair way to go about things. We've said multiple times that we want to add more content, right? Like we want to expand on different opportunities. And some of those look at just like unique modifiers, for example. So just kind of cutting to the chase, we might implement a modifier on a pulse laser that says both hard points shoot at the same time. Okay? So what I basically just said is we can have a modifier that makes the second type of pulse laser from EVERSPACE 1. So we don't necessarily have to build out tons and tons and tons of weapons. The modifiers can be that cause of difference and explorative playing on your part to figure out what's really suiting your needs the best. So with, like right now I'm looking at a Jaeger instead of a standard pulse laser, but like this is a Salvor specific built pulse laser. It's different from the standard pulse laser, but even still, both of these could have varying modifiers that make them more unique than just the standard variant of themselves. So if we had all of these additional modifiers, you could effectively, you could find like 4 or 5 different pulse lasers that are all quite different from one another. Some are gonna match your playstyle more than others, right? So we are absolutely still adding more to that to expand upon them. So when I'm talking about the missiles, not only do I want to point out that there are more items coming, right? Like that's, I hope that's apparent. If it's not, yes, we are still working on more stuff to add to the game. But in addition to that, we have these modifiers that will then adjust and change how even like 2 different homing missiles would operate, right? So, whoo, can you show the map page? Sure. Map page. Right now we are in the Archer's Nave in Yawin's orbit. I can zoom out, you can see the other regions here. We can see some of these sites that are protected by Okar. That one. Prescott's protected by Okar. We'll have more visual cues and references on the map, by the way. So like if you're really into trading and you want to see trade lanes and you want to know where very specific things are, we are going to add, there's going to be more UI that's adjusted to that. Music is a bit loud, isn't it? Here, let's just pop it. Whoops, I didn't mean to kill it. I'm sorry, game. We're just gonna pop it down for a little bit. You work for a German company, dude. Pronounce it correctly. Hey, look, I can pronounce things incorrectly all I want, forever. Some things I don't know how to pronounce. I'm not gonna pretend to know how to pronounce everything. Do you know how to pronounce everything? Because if you do, holy cow, dude, you need to use that and like do public relations or something, holy cow, what an impressive feat that would be. I'm gonna mess stuff up though. I'm gonna mess stuff up. But that's okay, because it also shows just how raw these streams are. I'm not hiding. Press shift to change secondary, my friend. Shift? You mean R? My heart sunk when you killed the music. I'm sorry. I'm just turning it down just to make sure that I'm getting details, the questions asked, because I've been giving YouTube a lot of love. You're welcome. I need to go over to Twitch and make sure that everybody's getting responded to. Can we get a drunk homing missile that takes the most silly path to the target? Okay, back to YouTube it is. I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, Caden, I actually like that idea. That's kind of fun. That's a fun idea. When you're in sunlight is vague, by the way. What kind of range are we talking? How do we know when that is? That's a really good question. I know that there are some modifiers that we currently have that don't really give you a lot of information regarding to when they trigger, how they trigger. There's just kind of like a generic sort of terminology there. And we do seek to add more clarity in those territories, okay? So it's, I mean, you know it's not done. I don't have to say that. But we're gonna bridge that gap so that we can keep moving through it. You mentioned Track IR earlier. Have you given Toby Eye Tracker any thought? Yes. So no guarantees, but it is something that we are gonna look into. Yeah. Drunk homing missiles confirmed. Wouldn't that be dumbfire missiles? Wait, no, because they're still tracking. Anyway. Yeah, you guys can brainstorm all you want on different types of missiles. Lightning missile does sound kind of fun. But yeah, we got stuff. Don't you worry. There's more coming. Do a race without inertia in the gunship. Which race, T3 Cube? Oh man. Which one are you thinking? Dare I ask? The sun is hot! Hot! Ooh, big ball of fire! We should totally be burnt up. This game's not realistic at all. 0 out of 10. We'll never play again. Oh my gosh. Can you talk about the future plans for the faction system? Maybe a little bit. I can do a little bit. Prescott? Oh gosh, really? I'll see. So let's see. Faction system. So also I need to adjust the sound again. Sorry about that. Okay. So obviously this is a work in progress. And what you see are 3 sub-factions from GMB of varying standings, because I've been doing a lot of work for trading. And obviously we want there to be more factions that you can interact with. How expansive is this going to get might be one of your questions. We'll have to see. We'll have to see what time allows, but also we'll have to see what fits into the general scope of our project. We don't want to get so crazy, like, I'll just straight up reference Freelancer. Most of you guys are familiar with Freelancer. If you're not, wow, they have so many factions in that game. It's actually absurd, but it does promote a lot of roleplay opportunities. Now, we aren't wanting to, like, create 50 billion different things so that you can do 50 billion different things, right? Like, we want to fine tune and give proper direction into certain fields and territories. Like, some people love that, more of a space sim direction. Sure, that's not us. Like, accessibility is a big key feature of a fast-paced looter shooter, right? We're not going into that hyper realism where it's like every single person you meet, we want their name and address and where they live and how they're interacting in the world space. We don't need that, right? So we do want to expand upon this. You're going to have different opportunities through your relationships, through your reputation that you're accruing. So right now, a lot of what you see, like through here, there's a really good example of what's not going to be the case in the future, where when you reach different standings, you get items. Really? I increase my reputation and I just get items? I've been getting items this entire game by just going out and shooting things, which is much more exciting. You're not wrong. Which is why we are going to be addressing a lot of the reputation here where it's not going to just be, here's an item, thanks for your help. You're going to see some unique elements come into play here. We'll have more to say on that in the future. That's starting to get into NDA territory, unfortunately, but rest assured, we are absolutely making sure that the faction system has a point to accomplish. So, yeah. So individuals who want to go in that direction, you will be rewarded for it. Absolutely. Otherwise, wingmen, a lot of like faction wingmen, companion wingmen. Yeah, we'll probably have more to talk about regarding that in the future as well. So yeah. Let's see. Discover your origins. That was an absolute savage comment on YouTube. I don't agree, but thank you for the praise. I do appreciate that. Exclusive ships, possibly. And when I finally get those items, my level is way over than what they give. Yeah, Sindhu, currently, yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. Again, game's not done. Who'd have thought? It's okay. We'll make sure that that's addressed. We've caught a lot of bugs actually where it's like, if you, this actually, it's present in the current early access build where if you level up and you get some of the side missions like the good, the bad, and the decent, for example, and then you go all the way to level 14 and you go back and do the good, bad, and decent, like everything's at like level 4 and that's it. And that doesn't feel good. We recognize that. We're working on it, I promise. Okay. Will we be able to join the OCAR? Maybe. Will we have access to GMB ships? Maybe. Unique mods? Maybe. Don't forget we want some coalition support, right? I need a, oh gosh!
Boy.
We need to land at a base. We can join the coalition. We can put our markings down on it. That's not a problem. I wasn't expecting that drone just waiting there. I mean, I knew that there were enemies when I jumped in, but whoo! You hate level scaling. Well, good news, we do too. There is a difference between a difficulty scaling system where every time you level up, your opponents level up with you, and so technically nothing matters because everything's just a statistical gain in the background. And what's the point? Versus a progression system that unlocks new opportunities that are bountiful, that are enjoyable, that promote new opportunities, that unlock more variety in the game space, while your opponents are going to be more diverse in their types and their qualities when they're at varying levels. So trust me when I say we understand. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's go ahead and knock out some of these things here. Man, there's a lot of random stuffs I'm picking up. I like it. I'm gonna go ahead and examine these debris fields. Maybe we can find another ship color. That would be awesome. Please be a ship color. Oh, that'd be so cool if it was. Please. I am lay sad, but that's okay, because we can keep exploring. All right. About factions, can you lose reputation to a faction? In the current iteration of the game, you cannot. That will very likely change. We, I think referencing EVERSPACE 1 is a really good example. When you are in the presence of GMB, for example, and you attack their base, they're upset with you, and you fly to another location, and they're still actually upset with you. Granted, there's not really a reputation system there, but you can kind of get the point where I'm going to. If you do something to GMB near a base that you can dock at, they're probably not going to let you dock at it anymore. And when you leave, they're probably not going to be nice even to the next location you go. And when you come back, they're probably still going to be ticked off. So there's still a bit more there to explore and to break apart. Ooh. Ooh. That's a straight upgrade. I'll take it. There's a little bit of... Hang on a second. I want to make sure everyone's getting what they're looking for. Looter97, you're a clever man, and I love you dearly. Miniature tactical nukes. So a long time ago, we had a screenshot of the gunship. Was it the gunship? I think it was the gunship. Concept art showing the Arc 9000. What? You showed the Arc 9000 already? Kind of. We actually had it bound as an ultimate to the gunship. Now, obviously, things have changed because it's no longer there. We have a turret instead. There are still changes going on, but we do want to make sure that we have some semblance of beloved items from Everspace 1 making a return. We absolutely want to make sure that we are balancing it out accordingly, so you can't just get it and then just destroy everything forever. That would also be a problem. I just know somebody's in there going, it's a single player game, it doesn't need to be balanced. I disagree with you, but that's fine. We can have our disagreement. So we'll see what we can go from there and make it enjoyable. Are weapons changing on the fly a set game mechanic, or will weapons be locked till you dock a mechanic you're planning? So in regards to like being able to change weapons in and out like this. So actually, I'm glad that you brought that up. That's a good question, Palinth. So basically, the long story short is that in its current form, we've already had a number of conversations for how equipping modules and primaries and secondaries operate while in flight. As you guys probably know, there's a lock item right here on the nanoplating. This is one of the few items, the only item. This is the only item in the entire game that you can only change when you stop at a station. It feels a little out of place, right? It's kind of like, well, if we're doing that for this one, then why not do that for secondaries where I can like hold like nothing but secondary weapons in my cargo and then just like cycle out? Like I could cheese the game like that. You're right. The reason we put this lock is so that you can't cheese the game with having infinite plating. So we are absolutely aware of this. We want to make sure that there is the ability to explore new options, right? That creative freedom. You find a new weapon, you're like, I want to try this out, right? We don't want to restrict that, but there does need to be something in place there that balances that territory out, right? Because if you can just interchange whatever weapon, you could theoretically hold every single weapon type and then just change when you lose energy, and there you go. Infinite weapon energy, GG, well played, right? So we're looking into that. We have some ideas. We'll see what we do in the future. There have been some discussions on the forums as well pertaining to that. I do recommend you search them up, and we'll see if we can meet at some level or degree in the middle to make that feel a bit better. Sound good? Will there be more icons for objects in your inventory? Very likely, yes. Very likely, yes. Don't forget about ships. You can only swap ships at a select few stations. Yeah, we're aware of that too. Yep, for sure. For sure. Yeah, Hijack Hornet. Sounds like we're getting into discussion territory, which is cool. That's great for the forums. Know that we've run a lot of ideas and whatnot. So just know that your concern is absolutely recognized. Otherwise, I want to get to more questions. I am seeing a lot of discussions about certain items that came up in the chat, guys. And just as a reminder, I want to make sure that this space is available for people asking questions live so that we can hook people up with that dev interface. Also, so that you can make fun of me for how I pronounce words and usernames. We're gonna ruin the cheese? Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. We're gonna ruin the cheese. I do want to point out that there are certain elements that we discover end up being a lot of fun because you can cheese it, okay? One such item is actually the inertia dampers. If you are a very skilled pilot and you do your timings correctly, you can maximize your boosting potential by toggling the inertial dampers on and off. This is not a bug, it's not an exploit. We actually perceive this as a feature. Oh my gosh, he did the it's not a bug, it's a feature thing. He did that. Yeah, I am. I'm going in that territory. And it's because this doesn't hurt the gameplay. It makes it more fun. We're not gonna remove fun. So if there is something legitimately that you can kind of tackle in that space, we're gonna honor that, for sure. So know that when I'm talking about locking equipment and items around, we're not trying to do that to prevent like this massive cheese. There's still probably gonna be ways to do that even when we find some balancing and some solutions to that. But just note that we want to make sure that you're not like just straight up breaking the game and you're like beating a level 50 boss at level 1. That's a problem, right? That's a mistake. That's far more than an exploit. That's far more than a feature. So that's where we're going in that direction. Cool. Smoke trails for damaged enemy ships. Are those? Do we have those? Hang on. Let me test this really quick. Hopefully we don't kill him on accident. I would say we've got smoke trail. Oh wait. Hang on. Let's get closer. Ow. No, I guess there's not. Well, there is. No, it's there. Yeah, there's a smoke trail. There's a smoke trail. There's definitely one. It's subtle. Maybe we could make it a little bit more. I don't know. They are present. That could be something that we look into. But no Russian language. Oh my goodness. I'll let you all know. We are actually going to have Russian language at 1.0. We just got to get there. Localization is one of those. Oh, I see a ship color. 2 ship colors. We got ember emissive lights. Okay, I feel a lot better about that. That makes me happy. And we also got jets. Oh my goodness. We got some hot colors. And we got another Eterna bypass, so we can just hook ourselves right up. Let's get some more. Actually, that kind of precision's lame. Let's get with more resistance. I'd rather have that. Oh my gosh. Did he just say precision's lame? It's actually a long story. There's more stuff going on about that. Anyway. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and jump to, actually, we could explore this location a bit further, but we're gonna jump. We're gonna jump for now. We got about 13 minutes left in the stream. I wanna make sure that we're still tackling those questions that you have. Where are we going? I wanna make sure I'm not, this is fine, we can go here. The current release feels very complete to you. Well, thank you, that's quite the compliment. Feels like those 90s demos of a full game, only limited to levels you can play. Great job so far. My goodness, that's some pretty high praise. Thank you for that. That's very kind of you. And thank you. Like we're pretty happy with the results of the current early access, but we also know that there's still a lot more that we need to do. So I promise you, we won't let it go to our heads. Okay? Seem fair? Eric is a color maniac. Yes, I do like colors. I went to art school. I learned how to color good, okay?
Keep it up.
Will fuel for the ship be a feature further in development? No, I don't think so. No. With the system of a roguelike for EVERSPACE 1, it was applicable as a foundational element to keep you searching, to help push you forward, so that if you weren't taking the necessary safety precautions so that you wouldn't run out of fuel, that it would impact your gameplay experience, right? For EVERSPACE 2, because it's in a completely different genre, we have to reevaluate those core systems and ask, is this still something we need in a foundational level? And simply put, we don't. So fuel, in that sense, is not returning. Different game. I think as a commodity, you can still find fuel, though. Just deleted my saves, diving headfirst into experimental. Hot! Sounds good. And of course, let us know your feedback on it, how it's going to go. I thought it would be something like that. Sweet, yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the question. What's the RFG's team's favorite lunch food? I'm gonna let Michael answer that one. He's gonna know it better. Stats over looks. Or flip that. Got it. Yeah, looks over stats. Got it. Yeah, there's nothing that says I'm more awesome than you than just like this exuberantly branded ship coming into your crosshairs, right? As opposed to like just being like a big min-maxer, right? I'm gonna fear the guy who looks cool. Because you also, like, let's be real though for a second. In a lot of games that provide customization, the guy who's like decked out in all of this sweet aesthetics, you do want to look out for them. They might be playing like a low tier character or something like that, but they look amazing, and it's because they can just run circles around you. And you gotta, seriously, there's actually truth. There's actually truth to that statement, like looks over stats. Holy cow. Big brain play right there, guys. Big brain. You're not good at the game until you get the right color combination. All right. Will the ships from the first EVERSPACE appear? Yeah, they do currently. The ship types. The exact ship models have been outdated from the colonial military ships that were present and EVERSPACE 1. They are no more. They don't have a place so much in EVERSPACE 2, especially because they would just be targeted by Okar forces and you'd just get got. But modified variations of them, certainly. In fact, we can swap over and look more like the Scout in EVERSPACE 1, right? So now we look a lot more like the Scout. Sentinel, now we look a lot more like the Sentinel in EVERSPACE 1, for example. You guys familiar with that ship? You better be, dang it! So there's definitely callbacks and how we are approaching all of that. I want to get my ship back, though. I like this one. All right, cool. How do you do that? I'm a developer, guys. I have cheat codes. And that customization is coming in the future. All right? Emphasis on. Can we have a Gucci or a level LV texture decal? Oh, I actually like that recommendation. All right. I guess in lore, it better be not no fuel, but rather we still use it, but the process of fueling is full auto on docking in EVERSPACE 2. Yeah, I mean, from a lore-driven perspective, if we really wanted to crack open that door, you know, we can start dissecting what that would look like in order to bind it together. But at the end of the day, and I think that, like, you guys are smart, you get this. I just want to make sure that it's voiced out there for everybody to hear. It's not that we're trying to have everything circulate around the lore first. Like, story is good, it's important, but gameplay first, right? And when your foundation changes, your systems need to change with that. This is why fuel is no longer within the space of EVERSPACE 2. It doesn't operate the same. It would be super annoying in an open world RPG where in order to travel everywhere and try to find more loot, that you also constantly have to keep fuel up. It's not fun. It hurts the experience, so that's why we're not doing it. So, gameplay first in that sense. pertaining to the story and how the lore is going to operate, well, I don't know if there's something in place. Maybe there is. Maybe Uva's been working on it. I'm not actually sure. I haven't read up on our fuel-specific territory. My guess is going to be it's pertaining to how there's been time that's passed from the events of EVERSPACE 1, right? We're not piloting colonial ships anymore. There's been a lot of optimizations. There's been a lot of customizations. Even the ships that we're flying, they're largely composed of different G&B and Outlaw components, right? So there could be more to that and how we bring that to fruition. But again, gameplay first. Gameplay first. Okay. But I really am glad that you're putting emphasis on them. That is something that we talked about, something that we looked at. All right, let's get the Flying Duchess over here because we have a lot of loot. There she is.
I thought I was all alone out here.
Nah.
Sorry for disturbing.
No, it's fine. Stay.
All right, let's repair our ship. Let's sell a bunch of stuff that we don't need. So we have a Shiva Energizer versus a militarized power source for shield. I think, man, this is kind of a tricky comparison here. I think we're gonna go with the Shiva. I think those numbers are just too good. Kind of stinks losing the utility, but I do like the tractor beam range increase. I'm gonna go with it. The level difference of 4 is a big factor, though. Grappling gun would be cool. That would be pretty dope, wouldn't it? Level 10 versus level 14. Yeah, I've been hoarding stuff for a long time, Excelsior. Gotta keep in mind that sometimes when I'm doing these streams, I might not have gotten to the position in a traditional playing fashion. What are you talking about? What do you mean? I mean cheat codes, my friend. But yeah, it's, yeah, but there will be instances where levels are gonna be a little bit more wonky. But that's also why we have the crafting system, which I haven't even shown today. Oh my gosh. But I mean, we do implement that so you can create makeshift tools to better yourself when nothing else seems to be giving you what you want, right? Let's see, man, I got a lot of crafting XP. I'm just kind of like going through and unlocking stuff. But basically what you can do here is you can choose your rarity, and then from that, like say you just want like a rare beam laser. Actually, this will be nice. A rare beam laser. I'm gonna craft this using the resources that I've obtained. And now this is a comparison to our autocannon here. We can also compare it to our pulse laser. But we can see it's actually not that bad. So if our pulse laser here and our autocannon, for example, weren't level 13 and 14 and instead they were level 10, and I felt like I was doing really crappy damage, I can go in here, craft this beam laser and be like, screw you, RNG. So there is that effect, right? I just haven't spent the time in my current build because I don't need to. But don't worry about that. All right. Energizer best shield. Yeah, I'm a big fan of it. Okay, so we're in the last last 3 minutes of the stream. So let's do some quick rapid fire questions. Let's go. Hit me some quick questions that I'm going to respond to really quick. Any thoughts on blueprints for legendary items? Possibly. We need to figure out how those legendary items are going to fit into the grand scheme of things. We want them to feel authentic and unique. Let's see. What else we got? Another one. Go. Another question. I'm waiting. Drones win. Oh my gosh. Drones. Everybody's been wanting drones. Where are my drones? I did gunship runs and I love doing those drones. All right. That's great. Drones are in the future. We will have more to talk about regarding those and what they look like pertaining to the player. So hold on to your butts. It'll be good. Component customization win. Wow, that's a solid question. There's going to be a bit more discussions pertaining to our customization regarding ships. We want to get more stuff that you will be able to customize into before we toggle that customization option over. So it might be a little bit longer, but hold on to your butts, because when we do push that button, you're gonna have a huge selection, all right? Can you talk about future job types, rescue missions, etc.? There will very likely be more job types. I know that we have a list of more, just like on our sketch boards, if you will. So it's very possible that we could come up with more job types, and it might be more fitting for other factions that you encounter. What? So that'll be nice. What's the highest class of ships in the final game? Highest class of ships in the final game? I'm not sure I 100% understand the question, but the hardest ships, maybe? Like the most challenging ones? The largest ones, we have Okar corvettes are back, and the Outlaw destroyers. They're definitely they can be a pretty strong challenge if you're not prepared for those. But otherwise, elite fighters are always the boon of, are always the danger to me when they're paired with Weber drones. So Weber drones are really the hardest one. More levels when? In the future. More base storage in the future. Let's see, performance update when? Soon, actually. Very soon. Any ideas for unique, powerful weapons? Yes. When are you going to... Sorry, that's the answer to the question. Yeah, so we got plenty of ideas for ways to incorporate some more uniqueness into the game. Bigger areas, please. 10 plus kilometers to edge. Well, we're working on like 200 handcrafted locations, all right? Like, we want to make all of those first. Maybe we can have like a more playful, super large area once we get all that stuff done. There's a lot still. Content update when? Very soon. Can you put range in the weapon pop-up when switching weapons? Oh, whoops. Oh, like as a comparison point? Yeah, it's there. If we're looking at this is 650 meters more range than the autocannon. Is that what you're talking about? Enemy battleships? No. Maybe. New radar design? More features and additions and changes are going to be made to the elliptical radar, if that's what you're asking. Because we do, like, it's been a bit too cluttered. We've scaled that back. There's still some more stuff that we're doing with that. Cluster missile? Maybe. Ultimate swapping? No. Ultimate swapping's not going to be a thing. 3D radar? Nope. I'm not going to do a 3D radar. New location for banks? I'm not sure what that means. Any planned appearances for large warships? Probably. I am over my time. Goodness gravy, guys. So thank you for the rapid fire questions. Hopefully I answered something that was of value. I know I got a little snarky there. Thanks for dealing with me. Guys, you have been awesome. Seriously, I love it when you come to the streams, you're asking these questions. I know some of you got in some interesting discussions there. I had a disclaimer at the start. I know I got cut off for you guys over on YouTube, but please keep in mind, when we come to these streams, it is a place for a question-answer format. And, you know, we can have some light discussion, but please don't try to rip each other's heads off. That is exactly the opposite of the space we are cultivating here. And if you do really feel strongly about that one thing, and you want to let everyone know, dang it, go to the forums and write it out, okay? Because we will engage with you there, somebody else will engage with you there, and we can find a solution, probably, unless it's crazy, in which case we won't. Okay, I've been blabbing too long. My wife's got to go pick up my daughter, and she'll kill me if I don't end soon. So you have been awesome. I've been Eric Schrader, the community ambassador for Rockfish Games, serving you guys. Don't stop being awesome. And if I missed your question, go to the Discord into the Ask Dev questions, where we will try and follow up accordingly. All right, toodles. I'm going to answer one more question from Michael Adams on YouTube. Do you like the idea of more enemies with impenetrable shields? No, actually, we don't. We want to make sure that if an enemy has an impenetrable shield, that it's done in a healthy way for player engagement. We are currently evaluating some of those at this time. Thank you.